Hey guys, this is the Paint Slinger here. Next up in the workshop, we're going to look at some Galaxy gaming gear. These are actually really neat miniatures. See you in the workshop. Hey guys, welcome back. It's the Paint Slinger in the house, and we're going to continue doing these wonderful little broken robots from, or scrap bots as they're called, from Galaxy Gaming Gear. Now these things are fantastic. I love them. I love just the fact that they're, you know, just your plain flat wood, but they are so much more than that. I love these minis. They are so fantastic. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna paint this little guy to look like, you know, somebody we know. You know what? I'm not gonna do that one color. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try some O3 gray. Or Othran gray. It's kind of like a white without being a white. It's a wonderful mid-tone anyway. I really like it. So, you know, what I was saying about these guys here, or about these miniatures, is that you don't have to prime them, or at least I've found that you don't have to prime these guys. They're wood. They take they take the craft paint, or the miniature paints, the acrylic paints, actually quite well. Quite impressed. So, you know, in a way, these things aren't much different than the things you get out of the craft stores. You know, you get the little hobby things out of the, you know, like the name plaques or whatever out of the hobby stores, and you just go ahead and paint them straight out. Done. Nice. There you go. You can kind of see he's coming along. It's coming along okay. It might take a coat or two to cover it up, but I think it'll look pretty good. And because he's supposed to be a scrap bot, a wrecked bot, well, there's going to be some damage that we'll have to paint on top of it. So I found that one of the best ways to go is if maybe not for the at least for these guys here, is go for your mid-tones first and then do your highlights and shades afterwards. Man, how about we just bring that up a little bit right there, because now maybe you can actually see some of the stuff that I'm painting instead of just seeing everything off camera all the time. And again, guys, I'm really sorry about that. It's kind of funny, when I pulled this guy out of the package and started putting them together, I'm like, oh, what other kind of neat color combinations can I come up with other than a certain famous robot from cinema. But the more I kind of looked at it, the more I just kind of realized, nah, we're just gonna do them. Gonna do this in the standard colors. So now we have almost one side of him taken care of, and now we're gonna flip over to the other side and give that a bit of a work through. Block out the colors. Get right in there. So, now when I first came across these guys at one of the local conventions that I was at, I was just blown away by how just simple laser cut pieces of wood were incredibly cool, and it'd be something that I would be very happy and very proud to have as a part of my gaming gear. Like what they have both for sci-fi and for fantasy. It's just cool. Like what I'm showing you guys here is just it's a 3-pack of robots, but they have so much more. They actually have, they have actual raiding party, or gamer parties. Everybody can choose to be one of these characters, and they can be your avatar for the weekend or for your campaign or whatever. Which again is just absolutely amazing. And then even their scenery packages that they have, it's super cool. I mean, they've got just about everything that you can imagine for scenery. They've got portals and doors and floors and just a little bit of, again, just a little bit of everything. And they're actually coming out with this new line that I just saw. I just saw pictures of, and they're kind of like, well, they're animals. They're anthropomorphized animals, which is super cool. And I'm honestly can't wait to get my hands on a set of those guys. Even if it's just one or two of them, just to get creative and see what I can paint up. And now I'm just being finicky. Trying to make that mid-tone a little more solid. A little bit happier. There we go, and in a little under 15 minutes, we have the base color for this little guy ready to go. Now let's pick a nice blue. I think Keldor Sky will look pretty nice. It's a little bit lighter than our movie counterpart, but that's okay. Still gonna look good. And pretty much just like that, blue's done. Got a little bit of silver out. And away we go. With that. Nice and easy. Now, so far, I have left everything pretty much flat. I haven't done any highlighting or shading or anything like that. And trust me, your guys will look, the miniatures will look just fine without it. But they will look just that. They will look a little flat they won't have a lot of shape. And that's okay. To be honest, I actually kind of made but you don't mind them too much when they're just flat. But that doesn't mean that you don't get to express your artful side if you don't want to. That's for the most part. In 20 minutes. I said for the most part, in 20 minutes, we painted this little guy. Now, like I said before, you know, this is not giving him any kind of well, really kind of anything. It's just kind of putting the colors on. Getting it going. You know, and I don't know why, but I actually really like this gold color for the insides of these robots. Oh, but that, I mean, you know, where you can see the inside, like the inside of this particular, you know, of this fella's dome, or where the circuits could have been. And basically, just for a flat paint job, nothing added, nice and easy peasy. There he is. And again, as you can see, they're just plain flat miniatures. Glue him to his stand, and he's ready to hit the battlefield in whatever capacity that you need him to. But again, this, like I said, this is just flat. There's not much to it. So it's make a little something to it. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by really watering down some black. And around the dome where the break is, maybe on the blue part, but more over where the dome is, at least. You can get a little bit of scorch marks. You know, because that's what happened with this little star bot. Something broke him open. Maybe it was a laser blast. Maybe it was he fell off a cliff. Story's yours. You write it and tell it how you wish. Maybe this one doesn't have scorch marks at all. Maybe it's just broken. So maybe it met with an untimely end by falling off a cliff. Only you know for sure. Now the door is missing on here. And I like, you know, easy scorch marks. And all I'm doing is taking a thin down black kind of see there. It looks like the door may be blasted, and it looks like the top of the top might be a little gonzo too. Who knows? But again, these can be your miniatures. You can do whatever you want. This is your story to tell. These are your miniatures to paint. And don't let anybody tell you that however you're painting your miniatures is the wrong way to paint miniatures. Because I call bull on that. The wrong way to paint miniatures is don't paint miniatures. But, you know, if that's also not your forte, that's just not your forte. That's nothing wrong with that. So all I'm doing here is just adding a little bit of highlight. And you're like, but Paint Slinger, he's already almost white. What do you mean a highlight? Well, that's why I didn't paint him actually white. I painted him a very light gray so that if I wanted to do a white highlight, then it would actually stand out. Pretty clever, huh? And then we're going to use a slightly darker gray to do some low lights or shading. But we don't need to see that right now. Anyway, I'm going to continue on with these guys. And you guys have a good start to your week. And we will see you around the workshop. So everybody, paint safe out there. And we'll catch you soon. Until then, have a good day.